There was one Christmas many a year ago when my grandma came over and gave me and my two sisters each a small package. I open mine and find a necklace. What did it look like, you might ask? A gemstone pendant? A beautiful locket? Perhaps an elegant and sophisticated string of pearls? Well, when I lifted the lid of that little jewelry box, I was met with cancer. Literally just the word cancer spelled out in froofy gold letters. Grandma? Are you trying to tell us something? Of course, I look over at my sister's necklace and see that it says Gemini, and then things started to make sense. I'd never known what my star sign was before that, and nor did I care because Zodiac stuff is baloney. Expired baloney at that. Of course, my grandma did end up dying of cancer. The stars were right. Hi, I'm Lulu, and welcome to my channel. Over the past year or so, I've heard writers talk about the Enneagram test and how it has helped them shape their fictional characters. To gauge this test's veracity, I took it to see what it said about me, and it spat out something like 9W1, which yeah, it basically fit, but a lot of the other categories kind of fit too. I have found the same thing to be true of the Chinese Zodiac, which, yeah, I'm Year of the Dragon, which sounds pretty awesome, but I'm nowhere near as passionate and eccentric as the restaurant placemats claim I am. Of course, I am met with some disagreement when I voice this opinion, but it's all a matter of perception. I mean, we're all kind of passionate and eccentric about certain things. Maybe we're all Year of the Dragon. Horoscopes and star signs are basically the same. You can make them fit if you put your mind to it. But that's what happens when you assign personality traits based on something which has no bearing upon character development. Yeah, it's occasionally right, like a broken clock is twice a day. And yet people put so much weight into these things. They'll proudly categorize themselves based on their Myers-Briggs personality, but 16 categories for all 8 billion individuals currently inhabiting the planet? Yeah, that falls quite a bit short. And like, I know, like Enneagrams and Myers-Briggs are sort of the opposite of star signs and the like, assigning a category based on a personality rather than assigning a personality based on a category, that being the time of your birth. But these categorizations all scratch the same itch we humans seem to have. Everyone knows their Hogwarts house, proudly lists their various disorders on their social media profiles, and will get into physical altercations over which geographical location hosts the best football team, or which political party boasts the best, or maybe the least corrupt candidate. Because as much as we love to claim individuality and uniqueness, the truth is, we love fitting into categories. We want a tribe, and we want to feel superior to the other tribes. It makes us feel safe. It gives us a sense of place, of belonging and identity. But at the same time, these categories can be so confining. There was this time my husband and I suspected our son might be mildly autistic. And of course, hearing us discuss this made my son decide to look into autism. And then suddenly he starts adopting habits he'd never had before to line up with that identity. Then he got tested, found out he wasn't at all autistic, and the adopted behaviors ceased. It turns out my kid isn't autistic, he's just weird. And that's okay, be weird. There's no need to diagnose it and put a label on it. When I was a kid, I was told I had ADD, and I utterly rejected that. Maybe it's true, but maybe it's not, and I'm just kind of scatterbrained. Whatever, it doesn't mean anything to me. It certainly doesn't define me. Yet we tend to put ourselves into these categorical boxes and prune our natural growth to fit into them. Writers are certainly no exception. We all want to be the tortured soul, the lone wolf, the tragically misunderstood genius, or something. Anyway, I guess this is my whole point. Go ahead and use these tests for character creation if you would like. There's nothing wrong with taking some inspiration and guidance from them. But when using Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram or anything like that to map out your characters, don't let them dictate everything, any more than you should let an arbitrary label dictate your personality. People do surprising and unexpected things. Sometimes they even surprise themselves doing things they'd never have expected. Things which no test or category or magical star sign could have predicted. Because nobody fits perfectly into a box. not even fictional people. Don't confine them or yourself to a number or string of letters assigned to you by a committee of eggheads who don't know you. A human soul is far too large to be contained like that. But that's just this writer's opinion. What's your take? Do you use any of these tests to create your characters? What have the results been? Drop those in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.